Full time. Man United 0, Arsenal 1, and that's how the game of football ended at the Old Trafford Stadium. Arsenal had taken 16 games without winning any game at Old Trafford, but they've got to hit, obviously, try and really put in their labor. That's going to hit, obviously, pay off, and they've going to hit to register what we call a win today. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. It's much like Baton. Comment and share if at all you're watching us for the very first time, and never to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information. And it was into the 20th minute when Arsenal went ahead to obviously get the lead, and before them getting that goal from Trossard, I tell you what, Arsenal was nowhere to be seen onto that field of play, and nothing could really work into their way, and they went ahead to obviously get humiliated, though they went ahead to do the needful. And I know towards the end of the game, very many hearts of Arsenal fans were really racing, but I tell you what, it's written nowhere that a team is supposed to play well to win. I tell you, in all those games that Man City is gonna, or in all those seasons that Man City is gonna hit obviously win trophies, it doesn't mean that every game Man City went ahead to play on well, but sometimes it's all about you getting the 3 points. Like today, it was all about Arsenal getting the job done. I'm seeing Arsenal fans saying that we've not gonna hate to play very well. Now, what if you play very well and you lose the 3 points? I think the aim was to really get the 3 points and walk back to Emirates and really force the title into the final game. I think that is the hugest achievement. If you're an Arsenal fan outside there, don't look at how Arsenal played. Look at how Arsenal had to really put the foot on the pedal and not put the hand onto the handbrake like they did last season. Because last season, out of the last 10 games, I think they won like 3, drew I think 3, and lost, is it 4? That is Arsenal for you. So I think there is a very huge improvement that you can come out and obviously tick in that ilk, and you really respect Arsenal for that. And Mikel Arteta has been really very okay for me, and I think he's not disappointed. I've gonna hate to say people say that he knows he's disappointed because they expect his team to obviously hold that game of football like that, but you really have to really look through the game plan, because there is no way you would have gone ahead to come in through and really predict what United is gonna be like, because they never had Lisandro Martinez, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford. You get all those players were out, and the manager brought in Amrabat in the double pivot with Kobe Mainoo. Then he had Amad Diallo, obviously, of which I thought all those were positives, because the problem that Manchester United has always gonna have to face was, or is, Rashford makes what is supposed to be a full press of Man United into what we call half press, because Man United, all those players are running, and guess what? Rashford doesn't press, and it's very easy to break down. But you saw to it that the team was running as a unit. And talk about the positional sense of Scott McTominay, who was going to have to play as a central attacking midfielder, because it is always easy to find space in the midfield, because Bruno Fernandes, the captain of Man United, is always landing like a headless chicken. He doesn't keep his position in the central axis of the pitch. But those 3 players in the midfield made it hard for that Arsenal side to really penetrate, and I never saw Arsenal at any one day win what we call the midfield battle. And you have to really pity Mikel Arteta for that, because how can you plan for a team when you don't know which players are going to come in through? Ten Hag in the pre-match press conference on Friday, he went ahead and really played a very huge mind game. He talked about Lisandro Martinez, on how Lisandro Martinez came ahead and told him that, please, I want you to come in, I want to play against Arsenal. Yet he knew to it that Lisandro cannot play, and Lisandro was all over the photos, you get? And it shows you that maybe Arsenal was planning on him. Bruno Fernandes was back in training, Marcus Rashford was back in training, and the manager was like, he's ready to play. So it was really a tricky game, and you couldn't obviously plan for it like that. And the other factor is that when you look at the coming in of Amad Diallo, he's a very good holder of the ball, and you saw to it that when Anthony came in through, things really changed a lot from how Manchester United was really attacking, because Anthony doesn't have the attributes that Amad Diallo really has. So Arteta, for me, what he got right was getting the 3 points. I told you that we always have 3 results in a game. A win, which is a W, a loss, which is an L, and a draw, which is a D. The most important hit of every team that they want is what we call it's a W, that is a win. And guess what Arsenal have gonna hate to get in? Arsenal have gonna hate to get in a W, and I don't know why. Some Arsenal fans outside, they really are trying to come out and really build outwards that things are not supposed to be going on like that. Would have gonna hate to play it better. Why do you moan about it? Last season, in the 9 games or in the last 10 games, you are playing very well, but you couldn't win. And this time round, you've gonna hate to win and keep more pressure onto the side of Man City. And I tell you, it's not business unusual. These are abnormal days. Why? The pressure was really huge. Why was the pressure huge? Arsenal came into this game of football when Man City has gonna hate to play, and they had gonna hate to win by 4-0 away in London against Fulham. Now, the pressure was on Arsenal. It's always different when City hasn't played and Arsenal goes ahead to play. Even when it was like that, you saw how they played against Tottenham Hotspur, getting in 3 goals, got into early quick. I obviously think that if Arsenal played fast before Man City, they would have gone ahead to obviously maybe look more concentrated. But with the pressure that was on them and not having players who are really used to these situations, you have to give Arsenal credit. And for everyone who watched my match preview, I was telling you that this win is for Arsenal. And if Arsenal couldn't beat Man United in this state, how could they come out and claim that they deserved to win the trophy? So, if you beat United in this state, you obviously put yourself in a title contention. And it might be a little bit of luck for Arsenal that they might even win it on the last day. You get, maybe Tottenham Hotspur on Tuesday is gonna stun the side of Man City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, because that's what is needed. Man City to draw, and maybe Arsenal to go ahead and really win their game against Everton. And Arsenal might find themselves in a position of really being in top of the Premier League table by the time they go into the final game of the season. You understand? So, I don't want to hear any Arsenal fan coming out and really criticize the manager on the style of play, because the most important thing is a win, and they've gone ahead to get it. And when you get that win, I don't see any reason as to why someone should come out and really cry for something else that is not supposed to be a win. You get? So don't cry for better performances. Just celebrate as Arsenal fans that you are gonna be into the title contention with Man City till the last day. Something that you failed to do. Yet Arsenal had the chance to even go and win it with 2-3 games to go. So, I don't really find it funny, and Arsenal fans, you should appreciate this, Manchester United was at Old Trafford, and you should know to eat that Old Trafford is Old Trafford. You saw to eat that if Garnacho had a little bit of composure, he would have gone ahead to craft out a moment of brilliancy in there. But because he found himself in a position of really doing what he's not supposed to be doing and not compose himself, he really found himself not doing the needful. But all in all, Arsenal took the win. But they never deserved it, that is it. Because they played very bad. By the end of it all, it's what the score result reads. Man United 0, Arsenal 1. So, let's go and talk about the clean sheet. Now, David Raya has gone ahead to keep his 16th clean sheet of the season, and that's really great. I've told you, even before this game of football came into play, that when Arsenal are playing away from home, they are really very very organized, and you cannot come out and really think on how they are going to come out and really concede goals, because out of those clean sheets, like 18 they've gone ahead to keep this season, they found themselves in a position of really keeping them away from home. And you saw how Saliba was really a Rolls Royce into that central defense, was really very good. And Ben White, though sometimes Garnacho went past him and cooked him a little bit. Tomiyasu, all those players were really hard, and they went ahead to build what we call a brick wall. And United couldn't obviously go past it. But for David Raya, it's really important. And I never found out any shot that was really challenging to him that would have gone ahead, obviously put him in a situation or force him to obviously go in and really put in a very wonderful save. You know, he was very much composed, ball distribution okay, and he deserved the clean sheet. And the golden glove has gone ahead to be won by him. And after him taking away the golden glove, he has gone ahead to continue to obviously try to match the number of clean sheets that David De Gea went ahead to keep last season. But Saka, Kai Havertz, Trossard, not all up to the standards, but you will have to give Trossard a very good credit to that. Give him a chance. He's that Arsenal player that you'll obviously trust to finish it up. Because Kai Havertz gets that ball, marauds towards the byline, and then puts in a very good square. You get? And then Trossard runs away from Aaron Wan-Bissaka and puts that ball into the back of the net. You have to give Trossard his flowers because he deserves them, and I think it's really good of him to really note that he has gone ahead to obviously register his 12th goal of the Premier League season, and I think that is the is it the 16th of the season for Trossard? Let me check here. Trossard, Leandro. 12. How many in the Champions League? I think he has, is it 4? Let's see. I want to be really exact. So Trossard now has 17 goals this season. You get? And if you're having a player with a turnout of such goals, you really understand how important it is to the side of Arsenal. When you look at Saka, he has 16 in the Premier League. I think he has like 4 in the Champions League. Those are 20. So that is good to be having players like that who are really giving you such numbers. Kai Havertz, obviously with another's haste. And where would Arsenal be in the second half of the season without Kai Havertz? If he doesn't score, he obviously has to be a person responsible for an assist. And that is Trossard for you. Even the game they played against Bournemouth, I think he doesn't score, but he gets the assist for the first goal, which was a penalty down at the Stadium of Emirates. That is good for him, and it shows you how good it is supposed to be looking in there for you. So guys, let's go into the stats of the game and obviously see how it really went down. 14 shots by Man United, 11 by Arsenal, 2 shots on target by Man United, 5 shots on target by Arsenal, and there were like 3-4 shots at goal that required what we call a very good intervention of Onana's hands, and Onana really did the needful. Then 55% ball possession by Man United. Arsenal had 45. I know Arsenal fans will have concern about this, but go ahead and really look at the game. You played against Man City, Tottenham Hotspur away from home. All what you needed was something simple. You get? All what you needed was something simple. And what was that something simple that you needed? Getting those balls at the back of the net. And that is exactly what a side of Man United did. And Arsenal also went ahead to capitalize onto that. Get that goal in, keep it tight at the back, and don't really find yourself in a position of really missing out on a chance. 513 passes completed by Manchester United. Arsenal completed 530, 86%. Passing accuracy by Man United, 83%. Passing accuracy by Arsenal. 5 fouls by Man United, 6 fouls by Arsenal. 0 yellow cards to Manchester United and 2 to Arsenal. 0 red cards to Arsenal. 2 offsides to Man United and 0 offsides to the side of Arsenal. And then 4 corners to Man United and 7 corners to Arsenal. That's how everything really went down at the Old Trafford Stadium. And United was really on top of everything, but they couldn't obviously register what we call the points that could give them success. And the most important bit of it all was making that ball to cross the line. And did it? No, it didn't. And Arsenal made it cross the line, and it went ahead, obviously, put Arsenal into a better position of topping the table. Then we are having the Premier League table. This is how it's looking. Arsenal, 37 games played, 27 wins, 5 losses, 5 draws, 89 goals scored, and 28 goals conceded, with a goal difference of 61, and they're having 86. They're having 86 points, and they are really on top of the Premier League table. Man City, 36 games played, one more game less than those that Arsenal is going to hate to play. 26 wins, 7 draws, 3 losses, 91 goals scored, 33 goals conceded, a goal difference of 58, and 85 points. Now look at the goal difference. Arsenal needs to obviously up their game, and Man City to up their game, because if they happen not to win against Spurs, maybe they draw, then they'll be level with Arsenal at the same number of points, and it will go down on who is really going to score very many goals. If they tie on goals, it will go to a head-to-head on who really won games more than the other, right? So that is Man United for you, and I tell you what, that is Arsenal for you. And for Manchester United, they are 8th onto the Premier League table, and they are having 36 games played, meaning that they're having 2 games to go. And in the midweek, that's when everything is going to be settled. Spurs is going to be hosting Man City, right? Then let me see the fixtures. Let me see the fixtures and really give you the fixtures to the full length. The Premier League fixtures that are going to be played into the midweek. In the midweek, on Tuesday, Tottenham Hotspur versus Man City. Chelsea is going to be playing away at Brighton. Then Man United on Wednesday is going to be playing against Newcastle. These are the teams that really left with 2 games. Now, on Sunday, 19th May, this Sunday, that's when the league is coming to its closure. That is it. Liverpool, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Brighton, Man United, Man City hosting West Ham, and Arsenal will be hosting Everton at the Emirates Stadium. You understand? So that is really very important to note on how this season is really gonna go really end. Now, only Carl Palmer with 19 has more goal involvements in the Premier League in 2024 than Kai Havertz. He has 8 goals and 6 assists in 2024. That is the calendar year. It's the most Havertz has ever scored or assisted in a single calendar year in his competition previously. 13 in 2022, and that means he's really on absolute fire. That is Kai Havertz for you. Sometimes you're even lost for words to explain how Kai Havertz has gone ahead to turn out into a player, and we who went ahead to trust him when we knew what he was supposed to be doing, we are really good to obviously go because of what he's really doing right about now. Then Arsenal have won 27 Premier League games this season. They are outright most ever in a campaign, in a competition, and most in any league season since 1970 to 1971, where they won in 19. So that is Arsenal for you, and that is Opta Joe bringing in those stats that you need to be having onto your fingertips. So guys, Arsenal have gone ahead to win the game of football. Now I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about this win of Arsenal. What does it mean? And is it really one of those moments that you might say that they never looked good and won, and it might be an enlightener that they might be in contention to win the trophy on the final day, depending on the result that is going to be coming out from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Remember, Man City hasn't gone ahead to win at that stadium, I think, for the past 5 seasons, and Spurs are really trying to find themselves a win and really consolidate that position of the UEFA Europa League. So it's a Sunday. I'm returning with their player ratings, and continue to subscribe. Don't go anywhere. Rokani David is my name. We want to hit 22,000 subscribers, and congratulations to everyone who has been part of this channel. We've gone ahead to hit 20 hear me out well, 21k of subscribers. Now let's obviously get into the other milestone. I'm out. I'm just waiting for your reactions into the comment section below. I predicted that Arsenal is gonna win, and it's gonna obviously win. Bye bye.